Sorry, bud.
Put that back on.
You are incorrect. You think I can do this with the TV on?
Dude, come on, man.
In fact, I think we need to turn that off. You hear that?
Literally, it barely makes a sound. I wish the noise of that candle maker was a mouth noise. Every 10 seconds, it was just like.
Listen, let's not start this one. Well, me lashes pulled me knob out for the 4th time this eve. She's been yanking, jerking, wanking like she's pulling up me sleeve. And even though I love her, she pulled me dick right off. And now I get a lump in me throat every time I cough. And now I get a lump in me throat every time I cough. Hey everybody, welcome to Hey Man, Listen Man. I'm Matt.
And I'm Tim.
And let's get into it. What you got for us, sweet Tim? What was Tim from Friday Night Lights number?
Talking about Tim Riggins.
Yeah, I'm talking about Tim Riggins.
Man, that's a good trivia question. What number did Riggs wear? Something is coming to mind for me, but I don't want to steer you in a direction.
Oh man, it's a low number. It's less than 20, I think.
I was not thinking it was less than 20, but okay.
Let's say yours on the count of 3. I'll say mine too. 1, 2, 3. 32.
What? Why did you pick the number I was going to say?
I didn't.
You saw me go.
I didn't know.
No, my guess was going to be 40. Huh. Wow. 33.
Hey, 33. Oh, wow.
833.
Victory!
You stole my guess. That was not your real guess. You were like, all right, on 3. 1, 2. Texas Forever Street.
Clear eyes, full hearts.
Can't lose. I would argue it's better than Ted Lasso's Believe.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose. Anyway, welcome to the show, and you might notice that there's something different happening today. We're in a nice, warm, comfy location here, nestled up right next to this lovely Smurf Christmas tree, off camera.
Yeah, which honestly, I was just looking at it, and I don't know if Frank put it there, but is that a noose hanging from your Christmas tree? What the hell? I definitely can't get that to focus. But.
Oh, what's going on there? Hey, they were like $4.99 at TJ Maxx. They get the job done. That's all I need.
Guy's got a Django tree. Django bells, Django bells, Django.
Did Django hang himself?
I feel like they tried to hang him once, right?
Yeah. Not my favorite Tarantino movie.
We should save that. Because I don't want to set the bar too high and then we come up short. But we do have some exciting plans for episode 10, which is coming up. And I'm trying to keep it humble and keep it...
I'm not down for the... You want to get canceled after 10 episodes?
Dude, you think that's going to cancel us? Dude.
Yeah. Like, being with a Rasta woman? What's that like?
Oh, man. It's probably magical, to be honest. Just... Yeah.
Going through the jungle, macheteing?
Yeah. Yeah, the Mexican Easy Pass, I call it.
In this case, Jamaican. I think it made more sense for maybe a Jamaican episode on, let's say, 420.
That's probably when this episode's going to come out.
Yeah, at this rate. Yeah, we could say that for a 420 episode, perhaps.
You're making me very unhappy. It's Linda told me. It's Linda. She took the kids, Tommy. Who's that?
That was somebody from Peaky Blinders.
good enough for me. Arthur Shelby. Guess who they are going to cast, or is in the running and is in the lead to play Doctor Doom?
Tomei.
Tomei. It's Linda Tomei.
Also known as Cillian Murphy in real life.
Arthur. No drinking, Arthur.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome though. I mean, him is really like, any acting that he does is generally top of the line, top notch.
Dude,
especially as a villain. Going back to Scarecrow, which is I think how most of us got introduced to Cillian, and he was phenomenal in that role.
Yeah.
I guess he's always kind of a bad guy now that I'm thinking about it. Except Oppenheimer, which
well, I
is
think
ambiguous a little bit.
The bad guy for Japan.
Exactly. Is he a bad guy? I guess that's the whole question of that movie.
Definitely. For them, yes. Clearly, he's a bad guy for them.
He is Death, Destroyer of Worlds.
Yeah. No, I think he's really picky about his roles. I think he is specific about what directors he wants to work with, what writers he wants to work with. And I think that's why we've only seen him in side roles. In the behind the scenes for Oppenheimer, him and Christopher Nolan talked about how they always wanted to work together, but there was never a perfect role for him. He was almost Batman.
They've worked together before.
In almost every movie.
I was going to say.
He's in almost every movie, but what I mean is that he's always wanted Cillian to be a lead. But there was never a role that was perfect for him. And the closest that there ever was Batman. But Christian Bale beat him out.
He was going to be Batman at one point, right?
Correct. He even tried out. There's test footage.
Yeah. He's basically like one of Nolan's regulars.
Right. He's a side character in every movie.
Which I love, by the way. I love when you have a director that you like, and then they have their posse of actors.
Yeah. That
are in all their movies.
Yeah. I like it. Yeah. Pretty much every time. American Horror Story, did that same thing with television. And made some giant stars from it.
But even going back to Rob Schneider and Adam Sandler movies.
The Happy Madison Crew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Legends.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Or the Broken Lizard guys.
Yep. Rest in peace. They have a firefighter show on A&E.
I've wanted to check it out.
I've watched some scenes. It looks like them. It looks all right.
Exactly. You got to be in the mood for a Broken Lizard movie, but they made some legendary things, man. Super Troopers, obviously.
I didn't hate Super Troopers 2.
What was the other one they did? It was on an island.
Club Dread.
Broken
Lizard's Club Dread.
Pinolo.
Great movie.
My lovely Pinolo.
Yeah, and then after that it was Super Troopers 2, and then this firefighter show. Oh, Beer Fest. They did Beer Fest.
Beer Fest, yeah.
Das Boot.
Yeah, I just watched the new Wes Anderson movie, Asteroid City. That's another...
Started that, couldn't get through.
That's another director, though, that has a posse of... who's it?
Ed Norton.
Ed Norton's in all of his movies, yeah. Because I started going back through, Moonrise Kingdom, watching the trailer, and Grand Budapest. There's somebody else, too. It's not just Norton. Is it
Scarlet?
Yeah, it might be Scarlet.
Thinking Scarlet. You know who else is? Ralph Fiennes.
Ralph Fiennes, that's who I'm thinking of, yeah. Correct. Asteroid City, it was not Wes Anderson's best movie.
Yeah.
Did you get to the big scene of the movie?
I got to the town. They just arrived at the town.
That's the first
very early.
Of the movie.
It's very early, and I was like, "Oh, I can't do this."
Yeah, you got 5 to 10 minutes. Of the movie. They do a prologue where they basically explain that it's a play that you're watching.
Yeah.
And Bryan Cranston is the narrator.
Yeah.
And he gives the backstory of the play, and then they're all right, and the scene begins here, Act 1.
Yeah, that threw me off.
Yeah, you got to Act 1 like Scene 2.
I need my full attention to be able to enjoy this Wes Anderson, which I'm fine with. You know, when it's the right time, I'll do it. But
Well, he makes entertaining stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I think like giving him your attention usually is not an issue, but I will say this one, it was an issue more than any others. You need to watch it though, because there's a scene that happens in it, and it's like what the movie's about. It doesn't happen until midway through, and it's wacky. I'll say it likens to a show that is famous between us, or I should say infamous, for being a good show in which they do something out of nowhere that kind of ruins a really good show.
Okay, I'll check it out.
That show that I'm referring to is Fargo.
Yeah, you're talking about Fargo with the season with the aliens that show up.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something similar in terms of like a writing device is really what I'm referring to, where there's a term for it. I think it's called like a deus machina.
Deus
Machina. Fuck, I might be confusing that with the movie Ex Machina.
No, it's not. I mean,
you'll find the term and you'll edit it right here.
Yeah.
Thank you. Ding. But it basically means like something comes out of nowhere in the middle of like the big part of the tension in the movie that stirs things up.
Fair enough.
And that very much happens. Going back to Cillian, I will support any role that he's in, Doctor Doom, or even as my wife's boyfriend, frankly. He can take whatever you want, Tommy. So I've been down a rabbit hole recently. Dude, I'm good, man. Thanks. Is it a lightsaber?
A little bit of Tijuana thunderstorm.
You want to smoke this while you're coughing right now? Is that what you're saying?
No.
I think this is the worst thing to smoke. So I've been down a rabbit hole recently, which probably started back in February 2022, which is Ukraine war footage.
Okay.
So this is the craziest war, frankly.
Yeah.
That is all over social media. It's POV, GoPro camera of this war happening. Like you can go basically watch live Call of Duty footage.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff, man. Like anything you want, from like bomb shelters to, sniping to whatever. But I recently came across a new genre of the Ukraine war footage.
Okay.
Which is the drone footage.
Yeah, dude. So there's a group that we follow. Pretty much, I came across some of these videos and I found a group, and the only way, like they put their videos on YouTube, and then they have a Telegram where you can join up and see the same videos uncensored. And so I sent a link to that Telegram to Tim, and like it looks super shady. Everything is in Russian.
So it takes you to a web page where you get an error message from Apple, like Safari opens up an error message that says something about the security of this link cannot be found. It's like some weird wording.
Yeah.
I was like, what do I do? I just hit OK, and then you can still kind of scroll through. But I was like, I'm not going to join a freaking Telegram to get war footage, man.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
that's fair.
Luckily, you could hit like preview mode.
Okay.
A lot of variety, I would say, with the drone videos. So I'll tell you my experience watching. Like the first one I watched, I was like, okay, it's interesting seeing it from the drone footage, but nothing cool was happening. They were like drones that I guess self-explode when you fly into something. So the first one I watched is like them like going into a tank, and like you don't see anything. Then 3 or 4 videos in, I find the ones where the drones drop grenades. So you get to see after the drone does its damage, and it's videos of guys out in the middle of like the grassy plains, and you just see a grenade go
yeah. Yeah.
explodes next to him.
there are two types of drones that they use, as you're saying. There's one type of drone that they can rig up with C4 or dynamite or whatever they have, and
it's the Call of Duty kill streak.
Yeah, they literally pilot it into armed vehicles, etc. And then they have another one which they can wire to, like you said, drop an explosive, and they stick around. But to set up the scene, what it looks like 4 or 5 guys like Tim and I, okay, our age, they look like us. They are in the middle of a field where there's a little bit of overgrown brush, and it looks like they're at a picnic site with a literal like picnic table and everything. And then they dig out like a 10-foot hole in the middle of that little patch of trees and stuff. And there's one guy who's just taking drones out of boxes because they're sponsored by a drone company. And then there's another guy who is explosives guy, and he's just taking those drones from him and he's just rigging them up with explosives. Then they got like a young kid who looked like, God, couldn't have been older than 15 or 16, who was in the hole with a screen and a basically PlayStation controller, who was piloting the drones. And then 2 guys behind him just like watching with their hands on his shoulders.
You're talking about the drone controllers.
Yeah.
The guys flying them.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So you could just post up anywhere and just start flying your drone to attack these motherfuckers. The most horrifying one I saw is it's one guy. And I guess what I didn't realize about Ukraine is that it looks like Kansas. It's just wide open fields of like grass. There's nowhere for these motherfuckers to hide. There's like hardly any trees. You're just out in the middle of nowhere with no cover from a drone.
Yeah.
So the most horrifying video I saw was it's one guy who notices the drone very quickly, and you can tell that he's like, oh shit, this isn't good. And he doesn't have a gun, and he starts throwing rocks at the drone, and he's running, throwing rocks. Drone catches up, drops a grenade, he like outruns it, like doesn't get him, throwing rocks at this thing. And eventually the drone just catches up to him and gets a grenade like right in front of him, and he goes kaput.
Oh man. Yeah, so I saw one. They were all in a trench, and the drones just took out one at a time. This was the last guy. He basically thought he got away. He was walking plainly down the street. In comes the drone, and this one is not one that drops an explosive. And it comes flying in, and they had 2 angles on him. They had someone filming on the ground, and they had the drone footage. And
let's go to the instant replay.
And he was swatting it because it was trying to fly into him to explode. And he was swatting it away, got about 3 swats, dust.
Stumbled upon their YouTube page eventually, and these guys make better YouTube videos than us, man.
Yeah, no, 100%.
They start the video with a guy sitting in front of the camera telling them to like and subscribe to the channel. Donate and support us on Patreon. Like, we can't even pull that off. These guys are like, he's wearing full military garb doing YouTube promotions. He's like and subscribe, donate to our Patreon. You can support guerrilla warfare for $7 a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, like if you join their Patreon, you're literally supporting these guys on the ground
100%.
in Ukraine with drones.
You know, there's a lot of American vets over there too doing the same thing with GoPros on.
These guys are like making highlight tapes. Like, they're trying to get a scholarship.
I saw one recently, and it was a American vet, and he went over on his own accord, and it was his first day there, and he basically got dropped off at a village, and a bunch of guys just with rifles came out to meet him, and rolled up in a little, like, it looked like an R4, and just said, get in, and him and his buddy got into the car.
It's like Captain
and
Price.
they were just like, what's up, guys? You know, how you doing? Like, the enemy is right up here. I'm bringing you right to them.
Come on, you got fast pass to the front of the war lines. Let's go.
Like, yeah, let's go. You ever notice the subtitles on those videos? The translation is so fucking crazy. One of the things they said was, today is the day for murder. They just yelled at to one another. They were
Happy
like,
Murder Day.
Yeah. And then another guy said, I need to murder for breakfast.
Yeah, if you use the word kill, it might
It would be so much better.
make more sense.
It would. It would sound like a soldier. It would sound like a Marine, okay? But
I was going to say a serial killer.
in some cases, there's
No.
Okay, I'm going to cut that anyway.
Or you're not going to have anybody play Call of Duty with online.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to cut that for real.
If you want to check out the Ukrainian boys and support them, their YouTube channel is
Terra Ops.
shout out to the Terra Ops crew over there.
Oh yeah,
Kind of sounds like Terror Squad, Fat Joe.
Yeah, almost cooler because Ops is in it, you know. But they're not our Ops. Terra Ops are not our Ops. The Terra Ops are the good guys. They're fighting for freedom and for Ukraine, and that's it. In fact, I recommend not watching those videos. Go to the page, like, subscribe, donate money if you want. Don't watch the videos.
But why are they weirdly addicting in a way?
Because I think human beings have this curiosity. I think the more you go through life, there's less new things to see and less new experiences to experience. And, you know, we've seen everything. And so we haven't seen that.
Yeah, something that was eye-opening to me was how small of an explosion a grenade is.
Yeah, but it shoots off shrapnel you can't see.
The blast isn't that big of a deal.
Yeah.
So in movies, they make it seem like when a grenade hits a room, it's getting blown out with a fireball.
Yeah,
But if a grenade came in this room right now, it would not make that big of an explosion.
Right. They make it look like an incendiary explosion, which is a lot of what you see is dust, and then the dust igniting from the friction in that moment.
Yeah, I don't even think there's fire. It's like a smoke. It just goes,
Yeah.
but in the movies, yeah, it's like a fireball comes out.
Like it can go off near you, and there's a chance that you could not get hit with anything. But then there's also a chance that you have giant pieces of metal all through your body that just spliced up your organs. This is fun to talk about. Let's move on. So I don't know if you saw, but a studio that you're a big fan of just got a $1 billion deal. I don't know the actual amount. I should, but it's a significant deal. Do you know what I'm talking about?
A24.
Correct. A24.
I know everything about A24 that there is to know.
Yeah, you are a super fan. Perfect. How much was the deal for?
It was Netflix money, so it's not real.
All right, fair enough.
They just print Monopoly money over there.
That's true. But it's accepted everywhere. So A24 just got a huge deal with Netflix where all of their movies, everything that they make from here on out is going exclusively to Netflix, which I'm a big fan of. You know, I like A24 movies. I don't know if you know that. Not as much as you. Definitely not as much as you. Was Mother A24?
Absolutely.
Goddamn. We are going to list off our top 3 A24 movies. I'm going to list them off. The ones of any relevance.
Did you get all of them though? Because you have.
No, I didn't get all of them.
Okay.
Actually, can you look up if Peanut Butter Falcon is A24? Frank, can you look it up? Swiss Army Man. Did you ever see it?
No.
Okay, I saw it. It's starring Daniel Radcliffe, and you know what? Frank, can you look that up?
Paul Dano.
Yeah, dude. Yes. All right, thank you.
I don't think anybody even knows who Paul Dano is.
Drink your milkshake. Mid-90s Jonah Hill movie, skateboarding, coming of age tale. Good.
Nothing really happens.
Nothing happens. Spring Breakers.
Surprisingly good movie.
Legendary performances by the cast. James Franco pretending to be riffraff the whole time, and it's everything you could ever want it to be. Benny Blanco's girlfriend is in it, right?
Yeah.
Yep. A Room, The Lighthouse, Good Time, Ex Machina.
Slow Down. Good Time I've never seen, I don't think.
You showed it to me. It's with
Is that the bank robbery movie?
It's with Robert Pattinson and his brother.
Bank robbery.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good movie. Okay.
Ex Machina, Everything Everywhere All at Once,
Man, this list.
The Green Knight, The Green Room, Hereditary, Midsommar, Uncut Gems, Moonlight, The Whale, Iron Claw, Mississippi Grind, and Disaster Artist.
Wow. Mother was not A24. So Protozoa did Requiem for a Dream.
Wow.
The Wrestler.
Damn.
Black Swan.
Damn.
A movie that you like called Noah.
Yeah. Russell Crowe.
Correct. Jackie, Kennedy movie.
Oh, yeah.
White Boy Rick.
McConaughey.
Yep. And then The Good Nurse. That's the thing, is like I consider them all the same studio, but all right, whatever. I just had to double check that because obviously Mother's going to be in my top 3. It's not technically A24 though.
My number 3 best A24 movie of all time so far is Ex Machina. Ex Machina is a story about the development of AI and greed and classes, and all rolled up into one kind of, noir mystery, modern mystery. It's fun, it's exciting, it has you on the edge of your seat the entire time. Definitely check out Ex Machina. Plus, it's starring Poe Dameron.
I think it's maybe the best AI movie, and that's saying a lot because it's not a new concept, I would say, but there's some twists to a familiar story. It's been done before. Very well made. Ex Machina is probably going to be my number 2.
Wow.
So
spoilers, so give us your number 3.
Man, this is freaking tough. I know I'm debating saying this one that I know I'm going to get shit for, but whatever. So my number 3 is a movie called Room.
It's a tough movie, it's not. Okay.
So Room is a story that opens up with Brie Larson like living a day of her life with her baby.
Wow, and what's crazy is in my mind it was John Krasinski's wife.
Emily Blunt.
Yeah.
It's Brie Larson.
It's so, wait, what? Is it Brie Larson or Emily Blunt?
So The Room opens up with Brie Larson like living a day with her baby. She just wakes up, feeds the kid, changes his diaper, yada yada yada. And you go through that a couple of times, and there's some weird things that they just kind of brush past, and you come to find out in the middle of the movie that she is a kidnapping victim, and she's living in like a confined prison, like a little 1-bedroom apartment that is locked from the outside by her abuser. And you come to find out later in the movie that the child is the child that she had with the kidnapper. And it was a very dark movie, but it's a really well done movie in terms of the way it's written and the mystery box of it, where you know something's afoot, but you just don't know what exactly it is. And I think it has a happy ending too, actually.
Well, yeah, it does have a happy ending.
I give it a lot of points off how clever it was and how unique it was. That's really like a big part of why I like A24 are those 2 components. It's a lot of like unique storytelling and unique perspectives in the way they do it and tell the story.
Partnered with some of the best acting happening right now.
Oh, for sure. A24 in a way, like in a world that we live in right now with movie theaters kind of declining, so then that's led to a lot of big CGI blockbuster movies, superhero movies have become kind of like a trope nowadays. A24 is the anti-venom to that, and they really are artistic, whereas if you're tired of the same superhero movie every couple of years, man, check out A24. It's much more entertaining.
Which we here are not saying that that's the case. Anyway, let's move on from that statement, Scorsese. So we have your number 3 is The Room. Your number 2, am I correct? Yeah, and then your number 2 is
Number 2 is Ex Machina.
Ex Machina. My number 3 was Ex Machina. My number 2 is Hereditary.
Wow. Oh my God. Holy crap, dude.
I respect the game, okay?
I feel absolved of everything that you accuse me of now.
It was psychologically scarring for me. It was actually highly traumatic. So you shouldn't feel absolved from that. Okay, because let's be clear. That Midsummer, Mother, all three were done by you. I want you to know that.
And one of them is your second favorite A24 movie. Like, look at this list that we just read off.
Hey,
this
man.
movie that I forced you to watch. So for context here, people, we told the story about Mother and how I had to drag him and almost trick him into seeing that movie because he wasn't going to see it because he doesn't like horror movies. Hereditary was a little different story because I didn't take him to the movie theaters and lie to him. This time I just basically forced you to watch it. On my couch.
Yeah, dude.
You tried. Like, what's famous about the time we watched Hereditary is you made 3 attempts at stopping it from happening.
It was biblical.
Each one a little bit further. Like, the first time you just were like, man, I can't do this. Like 5 minutes into the movie. I'm asking you nicely, can we watch something else?
Yeah, it was the daughter's head, I think.
Yes. Then you, at one point, got up to leave.
Yeah, that was like the second time. And then the third time, I was literally having a breakdown. Where I was like, dude, like, I turned the light on. I was like, dude, I'm not watching any more of this. This is damaging to me. I can't handle this. This is fucking me up.
You pleaded for mercy.
I actually begged you to just turn it.
Yeah.
Put anything else on.
Hat in your hands. Please, sir, have mercy on my soul. I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, I could have left.
And I said, no, man, we need to finish this. You're going to enjoy this.
I think I actually might have tried to leave.
Yeah, I think I stood in front of you at the door and I said, no.
Yeah.
Sit back down.
Yeah.
Because again, man, you got to finish movies. And imagine if you started that movie and you never finished it, it wouldn't be number 2 on your list right now.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm not defending what you did. I don't think anybody should do that. There had to have been laws broken that day in what you did to me by forcing me to watch that. But yes, it's now my number 2 best A24 movie.
Yeah, if you're a horror junkie out there, like I somewhat am, it's something that's made for like somebody that's completely into horror. Like it's just damn good. I don't want to give anything away because that's a movie that I don't think is worth spoiling.
The first time you watch it, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna get ahead of it, and I'm just gonna say I'm sorry. That's it. But you have to watch it. I mean, it is a horror masterpiece.
What I think makes Hereditary stand out is the pace of it. It's not like a fast movie. It has this like horrifyingly slow, methodical pace. Like you feel like you're on a very, very slow roller coaster.
It's maybe a 2-hour, 3-hour movie. It feels like 5 or 6 hours.
Yes.
It truly does.
The music is like eerie and distant. I don't know. It's a work of art.
So let's hear your number 1. The number 1 best A24 best movie.
Let's do this. How about you guess what my number 1 is? I'm going to guess what your number 1 is.
You know mine. There's no fun with that. Yours, I know yours too. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Now the only way we can make this fair is if you have to walk away and whisper it into your mic. I'll go first.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Okay. The audience now knows what is my number 1 A24 best movie
What's yours?
ever made.
I thought we were doing mine first. Okay. Your number 1 A24 movie is 100% Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
God. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Because I think we know there might be a spoiler for top 10 movies continue.
We may be getting a continuation of the top 10 for a very special upcoming episode.
Maybe.
That will involve the islands.
Probably not. All right, so we're going to do my number one. I guess I'll walk away.
Yep. I'll even go like this. What?
Got it. Never mind.
Okay.
Midsommar.
I feel like I was on that old game show. What was it called? Password?
Yeah.
Like, the password is. That's what I did. All right. So, what is your guess? My number one A24 movie.
Room threw me off.
Well, let me preface this whole top three. This fucked me up big time. Because like I said to Matt before we did this, I had like 5 that could not be outside my top 3, and I couldn't figure out how to do this.
There's your phone back. I'm about to win. You ready?
Yeah.
Uncut Gems.
Wow. That's a good guess, but it was not true. Wow. You know I like that movie. I don't know. That's one of the ones that I was like, damn, I don't know how I can't put this on my top 3.
The Green Knight?
No.
Hold the fuck on. Dude, is it Midsommar?
Yes.
It's fair, but listen, for me, Midsommar was a weird experience because I don't know if I suffered the perfect amount of relationship drama before that I just didn't understand what the big problem was. Like,
So that movie, there was like nothing wrong with their relationship.
there was really nothing going wrong. Everything was pretty much fine.
You're like, yeah, it was just a normal relationship. What do you mean? They were dating.
Yeah. Beautiful relationship. And then at the end, they just fucking burned him alive. And I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
poor guy.
What the hell?
Yeah. What a bitch.
See, I went back and forth on this because Midsummer, yeah, the ending is a little bit controversial. I wouldn't say controversial. I don't know. It's a little bit weird. I think that's the word for it. It's a very strange ending. But I think, again, it's a very well-made horror movie that horrifies you in ways that you didn't even know you were scared of.
I disagree. That was not my experience.
So going, you don't find this scary at all, this situation. Going to visit your significant other's family in Europe. They just happen to be Europeans.
Sick.
For their holiday.
Cool.
That, you think is like basically Easter, and then you find out that it's a big cult ritual.
You ever gone to an Amish restaurant?
No.
Feels like that. Feels just like that. I once went to an Amish restaurant and it was family style, but not for just your family. It was family style that it was one big table.
Oh yeah, they say like cafeteria style.
And you sit with 15 families you never met before. And then they just drop plates on the middle of the table.
Mm-hmm.
And it was honestly one of the best meals of my life. I'll never forget that meal was a special meal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One of the best meals I ever had. Shout out to the Ams.
There's a lot of like weird themes with Midsummer that I think put it over the top. See, for me, it was like between Midsummer, Hereditary, Uncut Gems, and like The Whale was an honorable mention. I was okay with leaving The Whale out of my top 3, but Midsummer, Hereditary, and Uncut Gems, I was like, I don't know what to do with these 3. I could make all of those my top 1, all tied.
I agree that The Whale, Green Room, The Green Knight.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about Green Room.
Dude, Green Room, Patrick Stewart as a Nazi.
And another like great, more thriller I would say than horror, but
yeah. And a great perspective, great music. It's like a punk rock movie starring a fucking legend who, was gone too soon, Anton Yelchin. If you have a Jeep, make sure that emergency brake's on.
R.I.P. He's up in Star Trek heaven. The consistent theme, though, with all of these movies and what makes them amazing is it's the mystery box. Who coined that phrase? Was it JJ?
Probably, yeah.
Or was it...
or was it Damon?
It might have been Damon. A24 is Hall of Fame level mystery box storytelling. Every movie that we're talking about, there's some question that is begging to be answered in all these movies. And it's always a twist that you didn't expect.
Yeah.
I think Green Room, you don't know why they're stuck in this room, right?
Yeah, they don't know what the hell's going on yet.
Outside the room.
Mm-hmm.
And they build such good tension with their mystery.
It's another Room movie. You just pointed it out.
There's Room and Green Room, yeah.
Lighthouse, which is one room.
Exactly.
Ex Machina is one house. I guess that's just because it's low budget.
Yeah, well, they're smaller studios.
Limited
Exactly.
sets.
You don't need a big dragon monster at the end. There's big A24 movies coming out now, which is the wrestling movie with Zac Efron.
Iron Claw, I just saw that.
Yeah,
I just saw it.
Interesting.
Was not what I was expecting. They marketed not enough, but they marketed well, if that makes sense.
Is it dark?
Yes.
Good, okay. Because I know A24 well enough now to know when I see a happy trailer,
Yeah.
there's an undertone that I'm missing.
They marketed it well where I didn't know what the fuck
Yeah.
was what. I didn't know what kind of movie it was. I didn't know what direction they were going. It had a wrestler vibe, Mickey Rourke wrestler
It
vibe.
had like a 80s bodybuilder,
Yeah.
all the dudes just having fun, crushing weights,
Which
relaxed vibe.
Yeah, which it didn't really have.
Didn't have that?
No.
It reminded me of
No.
Foxcatcher, the first half.
Yeah, that's a perfect comparison. It is, yes, Foxcatcher-esque.
And it's wrestling, so
Yeah, and I didn't know the story. If you don't know it, don't look it up.
I don't know anything about it.
Perfect.
Are they pro wrestlers like WWF?
Don't even look it up. Don't look any of that up. Don't look anything up because I am blown away. I didn't know more about this. All of this.
Okay.
And it is good. And, some legendary actors. Like you mentioned, Efron, the Bears in it. Am I going to say top 3? No, because it was really sad. Need my cigarette. Need my cigarette. Need my cigarette. Don't you know I need my cigarette? No, I need my cigarette. Cigarette time in America. Ooh, cigarette.
Let's do it. Not in here. Sorry, guys.
Yep, you don't get to experience it today because we are indoors at the studio.
Actually, can you not sit on that one pillow?
Yeah, sure.
You're like a mother hen.
Dude, I gotta keep it warm, dude.
Cigarette Time in America today is brought to you by this lovely candle. It's like a lava lamp and a snow globe wrapped into one.
It's a beautiful candle. Cigarette Time in America this week is brought to you by the Hey Man, Listen Man, Episode 10, Jamaican Extravaganza. Cue the reggae music now.
No. Smoking weed for the first time. Got your Bob Marley poster.
I used to have one. I had a full Bob Marley tapestry. Then I had a Beatles tapestry.
Oh, we know, man. You identified as a Rastafarian at one point.
I did.
True story. Back in the day, on Facebook, you could list, where you were from, if you were in a relationship or you were single, what political affiliation you had, what religion you belonged to. And Matt for his religion had the official Rastafarian Facebook page linked.
Well, now hold on.
This is a fact, right?
There was a time in my life where I did some research and started to look up other religions. And okay, you're probably wondering, question number one, did I smoke weed? Yes. Did I listen to Bob Marley? Yeah, okay. All things are true. However, I found a branch of Rastafarianism, which I believe is called the 12 Tribes of Israel, who are, their beliefs are very much in line with my own. I still believe that. However, I did stop shaving, cutting my hair. I cut out red meat. For quite a while. Do you remember how long?
No, I don't keep track of your dietary habits.
About a month. No, it was longer. It was about 3 or 4 months.
So you're basically telling us you were the white girl with dreads that everybody sees at the concert.
I only tried to have dreads once, okay? I was going to see Badfish Tribute to Sublime.
Oh, yeah.
And then for probably the 5th or 6th time. And my hair was longer. High school was a strange time.
See, if you stayed on that trajectory, you would advance from a Badfish concert groupie to a fish
concert.
I stopped eating pork, man.
Yeah, I never did the accent. Okay, I already said I did dread, so it doesn't matter, it's over. But I never got a tattoo with Rastafarian colors. In Rastafarian colors.
Yeah, you got a thug life tattoo instead.
That's right. No, actually, I think we can give it up. It's a Rastafarian tattoo.
It says thug life in Rasta colors.
And it is inside of a big lion, which actually, you look closely, is the face of Bob Marley.
Yep. And thug life, we all know, means truly humbled under God.
Yeah, so check out the last episode. Or 2 episodes ago, whatever. If you're keeping up, you know what the fuck we're talking about. So I found out this week that nipples can fall off your body.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's a possible event that happens medically.
Interesting.
Let me give a little more detail. So here's what I found out. I found out that...
Feels like somebody just randomly telling you that is a little strange.
I just feel like I needed to share it with somebody because it bothers me.
That either means that your nipple fell off or you ripped someone's nipple off.
You know what? Fuck it, dude. I'll fucking prove it. What I found out is that sometimes when women get breast surgery, okay, no matter what it is, enhancement, de-enhancement, that things can go wrong. Certain things don't connect right. And speaking scientifically, the nipple falls off.
Talking about like plastic surgery.
Correct.
Yeah, they take your nipple off.
And then patch it back on.
Correct. Yeah.
Well, that patch can sometimes not patch.
Right, yeah. It might unstick.
It unsticks and it can fall off. It can... Let's just leave it at that.
And then they just look like a Barbie doll. Smooth.
Yes. And who knew you could just Mr. Potato Head a nip. You know, you could just pop a nip right off.
Pin the nip on the tip. That's
Dude.
my favorite birthday party game growing up.
Yeah, dude, you had a weird household.
Yeah, well, it was fun.
Yeah, once your dad left.
So some Kill Tony news about a former bucket pull that was on the show. Former contestant that was on Kill Tony was indicted for murder a couple years ago, and he was just recently found guilty and sentenced to life in prison.
The first comedian not be able to kill on stage, but off stage.
The interesting thing about this, however, is the person that was murdered happened to be Drew Carey's ex-fiance.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. And the audition for this guy was weird. You know, he had vibes.
He got roasted, I think, by Kill Tony. I don't know why I said Kill Tony. Yeah, he got roasted by Tony and Red Band too.
Yeah.
Pretty badly.
For being like a serial killer.
Yes, exactly. Like, so what do you do for work other than wearing skin masks of your victim?
So where are you going after this other than disposing of the bodies?
My advice is to the guy is that he should have used a hitman. But I guess the price wasn't right. Can you guess how many years he got?
Without going over?
Of course, Price is Right rules.
Didn't hit the spot hole. Yeah. Yeah. Hey. Hey. I just wanted to say one more thing before we go on to jokes.
Okay.
Our next episode is going to be very special.
Shut the fuck up.
If you're still here, then you're one of us.
There's not going to be a next episode.
The next episode, the great 10th Hey Man, Listen Man Jamaican extravaganza celebration is going to be groundbreaking. You're going to see things and hear things that you never expected from us.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to deliver on every front.
Mm-hmm.
And Tim and I just wanted to make sure we communicate that. We wanted to get everybody excited because it's an exciting time to be a fan and to be here with us doing this, helping us build this thing up.
Hey man, listen man. We talked about this.
You know I always say, never remember. It's upsetting.
It wasn't fun.
Why remember bad things?
So just forget all dead people?
No, we have memorials. You visit.
You want to forget about Snuggles and Princess?
It was Snuggles and Buddy.
Sorry.
And you put respect on Buddy's name. I will never forget. For some reason they didn't like Tim. That's it. There's no more to that story.
It's because you have a heightist household and you bred them. When a giant walks in, you attack.
In my house, your kind are a threat.
My kind?
Yeah. Yeah, your kind. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
It's been going on for too long. I'm not going to stand for it anymore.
Oh, you're not? What, because you're afraid of falling over?
Yeah, it's very dangerous. It hurts when I fall.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
You know what they say?
That gravity was created by God, and that's why giants get more hurt when they fall.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Oh. You know where it won't hurt? Back where you came.
Dude, global warming, man. We can't be in the mountains anymore. All the trolls melted the polar ice caps.
We don't like when you talk about trolls like that. You giants have been a sore on our world for far too long.
Don't talk to us that way.
We'll talk however we want. We talk as we please in the Troll Kingdom. We have freedoms. And you should have adapted to that by now, but you can't even do that much.
We could crush you if we wanted.
You couldn't cross us if you fucking wanted to. Relax. Back. Threats are not gonna get us anywhere. Let us work together. I am the king of my kingdom. You are the king of yours. We don't need to threaten each other. We are bigger than that. No pun intended.
Non-chicken.
Leave this land. Stop these quarrels. We don't need war.
We must share the land.
There will be no sharing. Your forces have been pushed back. We have chopped you down at every edge of the kingdom. We have won. You must be smart enough to see that.
We shall see. Attack!
You traitor. Oh man, I don't know what the fuck that was, dude. Oh, that was the joint? That was a Hey Man, Listen Man joint. This is the I Saw a Movie game. Let's get into it. I just saw a movie. This movie is in theaters currently, so it is a new movie. Go off.
That's the only clue. It's in theaters currently.
That's where we start.
Okay.
First guess.
Willy Wonka.
Incorrect.
What?
Although here is an aside, I did see that and it was good. It was everything, that the original probably should have been. Just in terms of levity and message.
Nothing's better than the original.
In the original, they kill a bunch of kids.
Exactly.
They don't kill any kids in this one. Step forward in the right direction, I think. Moving on. Okay, I will now give you another hint. And this is the last hint before the final hint. This movie is a part of a franchise.
Hunger Games.
Okay. Fuck. And that was the I Saw a Movie game. Fuck yeah, dude. In stores soon. It's joke time. If you were wondering what time it is, it's joke time. Joke time. Joke time. If you were wondering what time it is, it's joke time. Joke time. Joke time. I want to thank Timbaland for that beat. Ladies and gentlemen, Tim with a joke.
Last week, the Pope hosted a transgender group at the Vatican. And I'm a big fan of Pope Francis because he just continues to expand the church's reach around.
Dude, Mark Wahlberg would not be happy with that joke.
And now, coming to the stage, Matt.
So I'm sober. A while back I had to go to a wedding, which weddings are hard enough. But then I find out there's a guy there going around, and for no good reason, changing water to wine. I walk around the party like, Jesus fucking Christ. Are you going to let me do another joke?
Christian deep cut. No, they're both bad jokes.
Let me do this joke.
No.
Guys back in the day made up this mistletoe thing to get some cheeks.
Stop. You just read my joke.
Yeah, I did. I was waiting for you to catch it.
Alright, how about we both tell new jokes?
Okay, I'll do that.
Nah, never mind. Fuck it.
Fuck, come on.
Alright, well, thanks for joining us for another episode. Make sure to like and subscribe.
No.
And,
Come on, dude. Meet me in the middle.
No, we're not doing it.
Dude, meet me in the middle. Let me do one.
We can't set that precedent.
Come on, please, dude. That was not a good joke. I didn't know until I said it out loud. And you're not fucking helping me out here. Please, man.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of Hey Man, Listen Man. Make sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment. See, our 10th episode is going to be a Christmas extravaganza theme. I'm going to dress as Santa. Actually, no, I think you're going to be Santa. I'll be an elf.
What the fuck does that mean, dude?
Nothing.
Bottle it up. Don't you know you got to bottle it up? Don't you know you got to bottle it up? Don't you know you got to bottle it up? Bottle it up. Don't you know you got to bottle it up?
Alright.
Don't you know you got to bottle it up? Don't you know you got to bottle it up? That's just a preview of next week. The 10th anniversary Jamaican. Hey man, listen man, extravaganza. Come and see it. Check it out. Live life. Don't let it live you.